What if I told you that there's only two things you need to know to get every single LR question right on the LSAT? Hi, my name is Daniel. I got a 174 on the LSAT, got into Harvard Law, and I'm now working to equip you, the student, to get every single question right on the LSAT. So what are those two things? Well, they're two questions you have to ask yourself for every single LR stimulus you encounter. One, what does it mean? Two, can I answer a question about it? Fundamentally, this test is trying to get you to think about what something means and logically what can you determine from it. And if you have the right approach to understand how to approach each question, regardless of the difficulty, question type, that's what's going to make you successful. A lot of the other preparation companies out there focus on question types, logical rules you can kind of set up for yourself, but they always fundamentally get away from how you actually solve questions, which is understanding the stimulus and answering a question about it. So what are those two questions I talked about at the start of this video? Well, it's what does it mean and can I answer something about it? Let's say, for example, you get an LR stimulus and it has to do with Triceratops in the Paleolithic era. I think they existed then. It tells you that through archaeological techniques, they have been determined to have hollow bones, and that current procedures are improving every single day. So, if I was to summarize it, I'd say there are these dinosaurs that have hollow bones, and that's what we know from current techniques. See, that description, putting it in your own words, is a critical aspect of this exam. You need to be able to take the information that the LSAT throws at you and turn it into a digestible sort of blurb like that. Okay, so if that's the first thing you do, how do you answer the second question, which is, can I answer a question about this? Well, let's say that Triceratops question was that main conclusion question. Well, I could definitively say that the main conclusion of that stimulus is that there's this dinosaur with hollow bones. And if it was a weakening question, would I be able to weaken it? Well, I'd say that the current techniques that we're using are outdated. They're flawed. They've been proven wrong in these other instances. If I wanted to strengthen it, I'd say that actually, no, we've used hundreds of years of data and it's backed up by science, and this other individual, prominent figure, says that it works too. It doesn't really matter what the test asks you about, and it doesn't matter what type of question it is, because it fundamentally matters if you understand how to answer any type of question that could be thrown your way. And the way that you do that is by having an excellent understanding of the stimulus, which comes from having the right approach on the test. If you approach every single question like this, your score will improve, just like my students have. In fact, most of my students